And with that, we are live again on Crone's Crucible for the night. It is the week before a Halloween episode, so we have some unusual avatars up tonight. Lynn is present. She had tonight off. As I've said, she works for a company that does one of their biggest seasons at Hollywood. It does the biggest seasons at Halloween. A lot of Hollywood costumes and things that they sell, so they're very busy. And she is here, but she has a new microphone which is refusing to work. So we are without her lovely voice tonight until she gets that solved. So she may be going on and off, and I will have to delay putting the actual live videos up in order to be able to function with her coming and going as she tries to fix the problems with the microphone. So stick with us on that, but she is here and able to participate. So hopefully everything will go well once she gets that solved. When we ended last week, they had just finished a very rough fight at the monument to Marina that apparently, from the way the writings were and the things that were indicated, probably had been erected by Strahd in her honor. And when they had attempted to make a rubbing of the monument and what it said on it, they were attacked by hordes of undead that were headless and handless. They just were dumbly beating and pulverizing the crew as they fought. But they finally managed to beat down all these non-screaming zombies. They were just bubbling and gurgling zombies. And they went in, after they found the book that they were after buried underneath the monument, they went in search of Alexander to discover to their dismay that Alexander was dead. He had been killed to the north of them when he wandered off in search of clues. And they very sadly had to carry him back. They did a speak with dead spell, and he told them that he was killed by Baba Lysaga, and something that he just said were thousands of things, that he just was overwhelmed by sheer numbers of things. So with this in mind, they're aware that they face great danger, but they have returned back into the main part of the village, headed for Baba Lysaga's hut in the distance, planning to finally take on the woman that they had seen working her magic. They had various plans about how they were going to do this, but they are now in the midst of things and are hoping that they can manage to bring her down. Anybody have anything they wish to review, ask, mention before we start the actual sequence?
Yeah, here's to hoping that my channel divinity works from now on.
Right.
Well, apparently things that are headless can't be divined. I don't know. But they certainly were resistant to what you had there. And we'll see what can be done once it is solved. So, with that in mind, where are you going in the village? I'll put you on the larger map once I know what your plans are regarding where you're going to do and how you're going to proceed with this issue. Where do you want to go first in the village?
I'd say regroup at the mansion.
Yeah,
All right,
probably regroup.
Yeah, if we're gonna
Okay.
take Lysaga, we need to
be at full strength.
Okay, so that's basically where you are at the moment. In the image that we've got here, you've come back to the manor and you are inside pretty much discussing what your next move will be as you look out at the huge cypress tree that raises up out of the mist in this swamp. So go ahead, what are your plans?
Sorry, typing with
Lynn, we're still trying to figure out her problem.
Epotus would, we would go back to the mansion, regroup. So did we get our did we take a long rest? Is that what
You
we were
did
doing?
not. No, you have not yet taken a long rest. It is the middle of the night at the moment.
Okay, yeah, we would like to recover.
All right, so
if at all possible.
I would assume that Lynn would again put up her protective hut thing like she did before you went out to the monument, so you would be able to sleep until morning.
Cool.
Well, I don't want to go to sleep right away. I want to try one of my two plans, if not both.
What are you thinking?
We either get those goats out of the pen, or we do something to get rid of that skull over at her hut.
I don't think
I've
we can
already tried. The DM shuts me down.
I say we ignore the hut until we're ready. But if you want to handle the goats, I will go with you.
Well, I don't want to do anything to the hut. I'm talking about the skull at the hut. It's nowhere. It's close to the hut, but probably enough that she won't notice it if we take it away.
I don't feel like that is entirely correct. If anything, those scarecrows are still out looking for us. We creep close enough to the hut to try.
Which is why I would go and not one of you guys that are in loud suits of armor.
What would you try to do with this skull? You can't dispel magic.
But I can take it away. It is hovering on the ground. It's not going to be heavy enough for me to move.
I can dispel magic.
As can I.
It didn't work the first time. That's why I don't want to risk using your magics, because it made it weird the first time around.
Well, if you want, you want to go try to give it a try by yourself?
I want to see about the goats first. If we can try to get rid of them. If we can get rid of them.
Alright, my recommendation is go do the goats. We'll worry about the skull when we need to.
Right.
Don't let's not We have time to hit one thing. The goats are the most straightforward and closest, whereas the skull would risk tipping our hand. So, and he takes his hand and puts it on Dirok's shoulder, casts protection from good and evil. Says, "You've got 10 minutes."
Right, and then I'll go over to the goat pen.
All right. Let me put you, now that we know what you're going to move to, I'll put you on the overall gigantic map that you have to zoom way in on, and we'll get you set up with your sequencing here so that you know where you have to move. Let's see, where's your...
We're so wee!
Yeah, that's why I make these battle maps, is because it's nearly impossible. Alright, so you are over here. I'll take the fire that burnt Alex off. We don't need that.
Wow, really small.
Yeah, exactly. This map is absolutely ginormous, so it's very hard to see anything when you zoom all the way in. It's somewhat functional, but even then it's still very small, so zoom all the way in is all I can say.
I look over to Victor. Victor, can you help me? It would be easier if I have someone else able to speak with the goats than me trying to do both actions.
Sure. They know me already.
And so, yeah, I'll go over to the goat pen.
Alright.
And, like, how high are these posts?
They're about a 5 to 6 foot high post. They're large round posts like this, and they are quite high. It's a very tall pen with absolutely no gate, as I said, and every one of the posts, every single one of the posts has a human skull fixed to the top of the post.
And how wide are the posts apart? Like, can I get an
Perhaps-
arm through?
Yes. Yes, you would be able to get an arm through.
Yeah. I'm not expecting to like, oh, because goats are probably smaller than me. They could easily fit through if I
Yeah,
could fit
it's-
through. I'm more worried about my arms.
It probably is 6 to 7 inches gap between each one of the posts.
Okay. Actually, I tell Victor, hold on, go back. I'll call for you if I need you. If something happens, you'll probably hear it. Because I'm expecting either explosions or monsters coming or something. I put my hand through the posts. I don't touch the posts.
Give me a dexterity roll to see if you manage to get it through without touching the post.
A dexterity roll.
Yeah, dexterity save.
Oh, save?
Yes.
Danger sense!
Right?
Yeah, you actually are very careful and you're able to get it through without touching the posts on either side of your arm.
Alright. And nothing happens?
Nothing happened.
Alright. I pull my hand back and I go to call Victor to help me out with this.
Victor shows up again. If I even ever left.
Well, I did ask you to go back. It's better that I set off the alarm. I can run away as opposed to having to worry about someone else.
Yeah, I'm just saying Victor may have just like hidden nearby in the first place because he's Victor.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah. Go ahead. Please talk to the goats for me. I'll tell you what I want you to ask them to come to me. I will take them out if I can.
Okay. So Victor casts speak with animals, and he will basically play interpreter for him.
So tell them to come to the posts. We will free them.
Good to see you again, kids. My friend here wants to help you. Can you come to the posts?
You won't hurt us like her.
No, we are good people. He loves kids.
And they kind of slowly edge over towards the post. They are looking up at the post just a little bit leery.
Guess who beat the fates?
Yay! We have a
Welcome back.
win.
That's air. Jesus.
Alright.
Okay, I'm not gonna try to do that again.
All it took was a reboot and beating my computer senselessly with a baseball bat. You know.
We'll just say that you're with the rest of the group inside the mansion at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bring up the rear.
Alright, so I tell Victor, tell one of the goats to come to my hands. I'm going to lift him out.
Victor will repeat that.
That won't be possible. There are vines that are woven around between these posts that hold them
Oh,
together.
and I didn't see that.
Yeah, I failed to mention that, but they are attached. You can't. You'll
Well,
have
that
to,
goes that plan.
You'll have to remove a post in order to get a goat out.
Let me take a look at my surroundings. This bush area. How much foliage is there? Is that
The one to
like
the
a lot? Is it just bushes?
the south of the mansion?
Yeah.
That's like kind of stunted trees. It's one of the more tree areas of the swamp, actually, because it's up on a bit of drier ground, and so they actually are able to grow better there. So you actually are seeing fairly good-sized trees, not gigantic trees, but reasonable-sized trees.
All right, Victor. Just stay right here. I'm gonna ask Sylvia or Vlad a question if they can use their magic for something. And I'm gonna go back to the mansion. I think it's Sylvia that does the magic house thing.
Yes.
And she's muted.
Yeah, she actually would have just used. Since you spent the night, I assumed that she would have used it. Although she would be rested and.
No, this is before we're doing our rest.
Okay. So,
This was before the rest.
All right.
So I'm going to Sylvia. Sylvia,
Yeah.
can you use your spell to make the place safe and invisible? The dome?
You mean the fancy camp?
Yes.
Sure. Wait, where? What?
Not right.
Why?
Inside the basement, like we did before. I'm gonna go get Victor. I'm gonna have him come with me because I know that we can't go in if we're outside of it.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna do some. Cause I can go out and go back in, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Like the only person who can't leave is me.
Okay.
As long
All
as
right,
you are
so-
inside when it is cast, you're free to come and go.
All right. So yeah, I'll get Victor. We're gonna go back in. Wait, no. Before I do that, Victor, I'm actually gonna. Yeah, I'll tell him right now. Cause all right. So Victor, you told the goats when the big green monster comes in, they run away as fast as they can. The one that was trying to help them, he's not safe anymore. Run away from him. And I'm gonna go back to the mansion and I'll urge him to come with me after he says that.
Alright, I'll go ahead and pass that along.
Thank you.
Alright. So we're back in the mansion and now hopefully we're doing the fancy camp. I don't know how long that takes for her to set up.
Let me look at the spell real quick. Tiny hut. 1 minute cast time.
Riz, are you going to be using video tonight?
Yeah, I was just having a snack here. I'll put it on now that I'm done.
I just need to know
I'll just
what
need
to
a
set
minute.
up. I'm trying to get it where we can swap over.
Yeah, sorry about my jumping in and out. It was just
No,
like
that's
had to test.
you had a brat there that was giving you fits, so we understood.
Yeah, apparently the audio settings got switched to something other than what it should have been, and then that's what threw everything out the loop.
Yeah, if you did any Windows update, that'll do it sometimes too. So, yeah, all kinds of things can happen.
No, you know, for something that's like a headphone jack, like plug in, like you'd stick it into your old iPhone, you'd think that wouldn't do that sort of shenanigans.
You would think, but I've had, as many of the viewers who watch the videos know, we've had all kinds of problems with that kind of thing. So yeah, it can be quite a pain. All right, so so we'll assume that the 10 minutes or so goes by that takes her to.
Uh-oh.
We're hearing static again. You okay, Lynn? Are you there?
Begin.
Right.
Oh god.
You alright now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what was causing the static. I didn't touch anything. I didn't do anything.
Alright, so you were saying now?
How I will assume that the time has gone by for her to again create this protective hut in there with all of you inside of it, so you would be able to then proceed on with your plan.
Alright. I grab my great axe and I look to Vlad. Pray to your god of light that this works. And I'm going back up to the goat pen.
You have. Wait, how long does the?
I can't hear you.
Hello.
I can hear
Nope, I meant Mike.
I'll cast guidance on Durok.
Ooh.
How long does the tiny hut take to cast?
Is it? I thought it was 10 minutes.
Sylvia?
Okay. Then I
But we
cast the
it-
protection from good and evil after the tiny hut.
Yeah, no, it's 1 minute for cast.
Oh, 1 minute. Okay.
Either way, I'll do it afterwards.
Alrighty. So I have protection from good and evil and guidance on me. I go up to the hut and I start making a big show to the goats. I'm like trying to make it so that I'm the big green monster.
Okay, the goats all run to the far side of the pen, away from you. They are indeed rather frightened of you after what Victor told them, so they're being very careful and staying away from you.
I attack the fence. I'm gonna try to break it open.
All right, so you actually hit the fence. Go ahead and give me an attack roll on the fence. And I think we've got our videos close enough here. I can swap us over.
Let me get the screen up.
You very effectively explode one of the fence posts. It just basically shatters in all directions, hits several of the other fence posts as it goes careening away in splinters. And immediately, right after you do this, every skull on top of every post begins to scream bloody murder.
Okay, so at least it's not summoning monsters. I am making a mad dash.
Just not the way you thought.
Yeah, I'm making a mad dash back to the tiny hut.
Okay, as you turn around and look, the goats at this moment are still huddled in the far end of the pen because they are still not quite sure what's going on, but there is an awful racket. Give me a perception roll for the last thing you notice as you glance over your shoulder past the pen.
This was such a bad idea.
I don't think so.
Through the darkened mist, you see forms moving.
I run into the mansion, and like I said, I'm still making my mad dash to the hut.
And you arrive and climb into you run down to the cellar and climb into this hut.
I'm assuming they probably heard the screaming and whatnot from the skulls.
It's bloody murder. Yeah, it's a scream that could have been heard in hell.
So, did you get her goat?
Hopefully.
That was bad, and you.
Oh my god! My pants are bad.
That was bad.
I'm still panting from running like no tomorrow, and I'm just down to one knee.
I just shake my head. I'm like, what? What was the point?
Either way,
Every one of you
Get
could
rid
hear
of her
that
food
screaming.
source.
I don't think that's the food source.
But now
She
we won't
uses-
be able to sleep.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, there's
Just
screeching.
pop a couple NyQuils.
Pop a couple Benadryl. I think I have some Benadryl in my pack.
Okay,
Who is
so
Ben and what does he drill?
once you are inside the thing, you begin to hear odd thumping and rustling and clattering coming down the steps of the cellar, and there are odd sounds crawling all over the dome.
Odd sounds crawling. Can we see outside the dome?
Are you able to see Lynn through the dome?
I believe
You can
so.
make it transparent if you want.
Let's see here. Up to 9 creatures. Creatures and objects within the dome can move through it freely. Sorry, I'm checking this spell real fast. Spells and other cannot extend through the dome or be cast through it. It is transparent from the inside, so yes, we can see everything coming up through the dome.
All right,
But
you
they
can
cannot see
see pretty much the cellar is filled with scarecrows. They have come down the steps and they are clawing at the.
Cool.
I screwed us over, didn't I?
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
why I
this
said it was a bad idea.
I thought this was a good idea. To
No,
get
it
rid of the
wasn't.
goats and let her, like, wither in age and weaken her.
All
I
right.
have to deal with an army of goats.
You know what?
No, not goats, scarecrows.
I have something I want to try.
Okay.
So are we? So Lynn, in the spell, are we able to?
No.
Does sound travel through?
Sound, I believe, travels through. You just cannot cast spells through the dome.
So, but I could cast a spell inside the dome if the sound could leave the dome.
I will
You can
say
cast
yes.
a spell inside the dome, but it's only going to affect those inside the dome.
Okay, so magic doesn't
Yeah.
pass.
Yeah,
But
magic
the
doesn't
sound
pass.
will. If you cast Thunder Wave, you would hurt everybody inside the dome, would not hurt the scarecrows, but the scarecrows would hear the resonating sound.
What about
Okay.
physical things?
Okay, you know what? Here's what Epotus is gonna do. He's gonna take his hand, stick it through the.
Oh no.
He's gonna watch the scarecrows. Is there an opening?
An opening
Like
for what?
between the scarecrows?
Oh, occasionally they're moving and clawing all over. I mean, there's gaps
Yeah,
here.
he's
and there.
gonna do one, and he's going to cast towards the stairs leading up. Baba Lysaga's voice shrieking, "Get back here!"
I've got to look at something here because
While
I'm
you
not
do,
sure
I wanted to ask, what about physical things? Can they pass? Like, obviously,
you can
us
actually,
people.
you can absolutely stab them through the dome. Like if they're right up against
I
it,
wanted,
back away.
I wanted to throw something out of the dome to try to get their attention.
Well, I imagine you have their attention.
Well, no, I meant like I wanted to throw something out of the dome to like make a noise further behind them to try to trick them that something was behind them.
I would rule that they would pause for a moment, just a moment, and kind of look at each other as if they were confused, but you would only get a moment's worth of pause based on how this works.
I'll take care of this. Dirok, give me a boost. I need to stick my hand through the top of the dome.
Oh yeah, they might not be able to climb up. I go ahead and boost Vlad.
I'll stick my hand through the top of the dome and cast Dawn.
While you do that, I'm gonna check on a screaming baby.
I'm going to make it completely dark on the inside of the dome, realizing what Vlad is about to do, so it doesn't burn Victor.
It doesn't.
It doesn't pass through. Yeah, it doesn't. It's the spell
That's
can't pass
magic.
through.
Therefore,
That's true.
I overlay it. Okay, so what I do, I overlay it. The resilient or the tent. It's no outside magic can come in, so that's why I stick my hand up over the top. It's a 30-foot radius, so it covers the radius of the dome of the sphere as well as 20 feet around it.
What is
And
the
it's 40 feet
effect
high.
of Dawn?
The effect of Dawn is 4d10 radiant damage to anything who fails their dexterity saving throw, constitution saving throw, sorry, I think. Double checking.
Okay. Let me get...
I think that's in Zenithar.
It is.
And of course, I'm
Let
not
me
in
make
anywhere the
sure
right place for it at.
what
Oh,
they
here we go.
have resistances on, but I doubt very
Constitution
much.
saving throw, taking 4d10 radiant damage on a fail. This light is sunlight, so basically it's a 30-foot wide radius of sunlight, and everything in it has to make a Constitution saving throw, or take 4d10 radiant damage, or half as much on a save. Except for us, because we're in the dome, where no outside magic can come in. So basically, as long as they're trying to scrabble and get at us, they're going to constantly take damage.
Yes.
And it lasts for a minute, I think.
Okay,
I
let's
believe it is a minute.
estimate. Oh yeah, with a...
Yeah, duration,
this room-
concentration up to a minute.
This room is almost 50 feet square, so I would say pretty much all the scarecrows are in there. 1, 2, 3, 4,
It's a
5,
30-foot
6,
radius, too.
7,
So
40.
Oh yeah, it takes the
40
whole
foot?
room.
Yep.
Anyway,
30-foot
7,
radius, 40 foot high.
7. Yeah, you've got them all.
Things we do to cheese the system in such a way.
Anything to try to survive this, because
You
I
made the mistake of grouping them up all around someone who specializes in damage AoEs.
I also thought that I probably was fast enough to get away. I didn't think they'd see me in time.
They didn't have to see you.
You-
They came to the screaming.
See, the thing is, it's like you're dealing with a bunch of skulls, right? So I'm assuming those are kind of like visual sentries for the witch. So all it takes is something to go chatter, 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 and the speak with dead kind of BS, and it's like, hey, there's a thing that showed up and it went that way.
All right, I think
I mean,
what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a blank page with you guys in it real quick. You've got 8, if you call them zombies, 8 skeletons. And I will need
Hey,
to...
Apo. We could also cheese the system by attacking them while still inside the hut.
See, that's what I was. That was one of the things I wanted you guys to do the last time we were gonna do stuff.
That was my other plan, was to cast magic weapon on some sort of polearm and just have you go to town stabbing these things.
Well, I mean, I have a spear. He can stab with the sunblade.
Alright, so let's make a room. Let's see if this is 20, this is 5 feet, and the room is approximately 50 feet square. So let me get a quickie 10 by 10.
And as long as I'm within 50 feet of
2,
this
3, 4,
of this
5, 6,
cylinder,
7,
I can move it up
8,
to 60
9,
feet.
10, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's roughly the room. The stairs will be, they're 5-foot wide stairs, and they would come down approximately here. And the hut is, what's its radius? Lynn?
She's muted again.
Anybody know
Sorry,
what?
I'm trying to eat a very delicious sandwich. 10-foot radius.
10-foot radius, so that's 20 feet, 10, okay, so...
On a side note, the sandwich is really delicious. Maybe one day when I get a camera, I'll show you.
Okay, there's the hut. Inside there, and the characters do not want to. I've got to go back and grab them again. They didn't copy, apparently.
Oh yeah, while this is all going on, I'm pretty much going to find, like, the absolute center of this whole dome and plop myself down to sit and just stay there. I mean, as long as I don't leave,
Yeah.
we're fine!
Normally I'd be against anyone not pulling their weight, but we kind of need you to not
pull my weight.
Yeah, not move out of this hut, because right now you're our saving grace.
I mean, I'm kind of pulling all the weight right now.
Yeah, you're the one that's pulling all the weight right now. It's going to be
Oh.
pretty much up to us three.
This is a very big basement.
It's a pretty big basement, but it's a 30-foot
It's
radius.
a lower,
so...
it's not like a wine cellar. It's like a major lower area with where walls have fallen down and things. And for some reason, I cannot get the... There, finally. They put it.
But it has been reinforced. Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Okay,
now.
good.
What? Oh, you thought Dawn did something to
It
inanimate
specifically
objects?
says each creature.
It doesn't say inanimate objects like
It
Thunderwave.
does not say anything about objects.
That's good.
I thought I was going to cave the entire room in on us.
Well, I mean, we have the tiny hut. It's not going to actually cave in on us to begin
For
with.
8 hours.
Well, for 8 hours. By that time, all the rubble and whatnot will have moved away from us.
You ever had a ceiling drop on you?
No, I have knocked over buildings though.
All right, let's.
Well,
put you
not
guys
buildings, a
in.
building.
So, you guys bigger. Almost got the battle map drawn here.
Sorry making this hard for you. I thought this was going to be an easy thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
no.
wasn't expecting this
There's
either.
always unexpected. That's just part of the game. To all you DMs out there, if you expect them to go the way that you figured, you got another thing coming. That's just the way the game works. That's part of the
As a
fun.
DM, never plan on anything.
Absolutely. I try to have things up and as prepared as I can, but occasionally from time to time we have to replan things. All right, let me turn off the grid now so that you don't click to...
Yeah, it's locked grid right now. She has to turn it off. Give her a second.
Okay. Oh, here, I'll just move right there.
And
until...
Roll20 is... I've got so many sheets and things up that Roll20 is screaming at me. It is not happy with me at the moment.
You said that there were about 8 scarecrows down here scrabbling against the tent?
Yes.
Okay.
There would be 8. Come on, close the maps. Thank you. And let me real quickly put this on map layer so that I don't accidentally grab it. Come on. Come on, map layer. Thank you. There we go. Alrighty. Now Lynn can be in the center and you guys can be wherever you want. Now I need to pull some scarecrows onto this page real fast so that we have them up. Scarecrows. Is that the scarecrow? No, that's somebody new. All right, Scarecrow, you can move on to the page. I will be real happy if you do. Come on. Let me minimize this other thing and see if that helps it. It is just not responding. I will also turn off the music to try and... What is that? Oh, that's daylight. Okay. I got you. Let's turn off the creepy music to give it one less thing it has to handle. And hopefully we will be able... There, we've got scarecrows starting to show up finally. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where's number 8? There he is. All right. Finally got them all here. And they are right against the dome, scratching at it, trying to get in. So they would be like this.
This circle is going, it's the radius, about the radius of dawn. It's a little bit smaller. But...
Like I said, it pretty much will, if it's a 30-foot radius, it'll pretty well fill the whole room, so it's not a problem. They might be able to find a corner there to sneak into, but that's about it. So yeah, it's definitely, all right, get that one up, and we are set. All right, so you are here with Dawn on them, and
You're in here with me!
And they have to do a con save, so I'm going to real quickly...
When it appears, it is a DC 17 Constitution save.
All right, it says on their DC 7, so let me do 8 cons real quick. 1Z, 2Z, 3Z, 4Z, 6, 7... Wow! Oh boy! Are you kidding me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ouch. All of them failed.
Yes! I don't think he's hearing that. Vlad! Vlad!
Hold on, RL stuff.
So yeah, by the looks of it, if they all failed, then it'd take the full 19?
Yeah,
Sorry, what's the question?
there was no
Oh,
question.
nothing. They all failed.
Oh, they'll take the full 19 radiant. It's
Yeah.
half damage on a success, and if it ends its turn in the cylinder, it has to make a saving throw again. So Vlad steps down out of Durok's hand and
Yep,
says,
I bring him back down.
All right, so
That should
now we
probably do
need
it.
to actually roll for initiative.
Alrighty. Yeah.
Really high on the turn order. Not like I'll do much, but I'm not high on the turn order.
you can play counter charm. Just start playing as music.
And by the way, Vlad, since you're kind of in the way of the token, I didn't want to cover yours over.
I just wanted to be in the middle so I could cast Dawn and cover the widest area possible.
I know. If you could just like shift over, because like technically I would be in the middle also.
I was standing on Sylvia's shoulders in order to cast the spell.
She's not that tall. You didn't make it. What? You instantly fried Victor to a crisp.
Oh no. You know, this spell is actually very useful against vampires because not only do they take the 20 damage per round from daylight, it's also 4d10 radiant damage.
See, at the same time, when we do this, you're gonna have to make sure that Victor is in the bubble.
Yeah, that can violate it until we were all grouped up inside of this bubble.
It's like, I'm about to drop the nuke!
Okay. Let me shrink this just a bit so people can see a little better. About as good, I guess, as we're going to get it. And, all right, so I'm going to, over at the side here, I'm going to do something on the GM layer because I want to keep track of something. If it will cooperate, come on.
Nope.
I got all those sheets up again, and now it's, all right, so I want to have, okay. All right, so on the turn order, Durok is first.
All right. I'm looking at the scarecrows. Are they looking like they're trying to flee from the dawn spell?
Not at the moment, no. They are just continuing to claw at the dome in spite of the damage that they are taking.
I
Why is this not
go into a rage. And would my two-handed axe be long enough that I can attack from the dome without being hit? Or would I have to use my spear?
If you are standing up against the dome, you are within reach of them, yes.
Okay. I am gonna I'm gonna just go ahead with my axe. And then I'm gonna attack again. And that ends my turn. I don't know
Okay, I'll
if
get
either
to
of
it
them
in just
hit.
a moment. Roll 20 is not cooperating with me. I click things over and over again, and of course, it takes so long that by the time the click takes effect, I've unclicked it. There. For some reason, I know what I did wrong, but I've got to get this on the turn order. There we go. I'm working with 2 copies of Roll 20. and so occasionally things sometimes don't show up quite like I expect because of different pages and what have you. Anyway, all right, so let me look at this now. Let's see. All right, the 18 hit. Do you have advantage for any reason?
No, it's just straight attacks.
All right, so you did 16 damage to the one nearest you, and I have to, hold on guys, I'm going to blank this page for you guys for just a minute. Please just enjoy the scenery while I do something.
Enjoy the music for your ride.
Yes.
Which
Which game is that? Oh, I think it's Guild Wars. Please enjoy the soothing music while you are demolished.
Please enjoy
Right.
smooth jazz.
Since I haven't reset the scarecrows for their appropriate level, I've got to do that, and I'm doing that as quickly as I can, but Roll20 is very slow. So, what I need to do actually is I'm going to delete these. I think it'll be faster deleting and copying them to. And I should have actually, yeah. And again, they already had lost 19 points. So I gotta take those off.
So Vlad casts this spell. Then, as the scarecrows are burning against the side of the dome, Jarek is sitting there slashing outside of the dome.
Right.
He turns to Apos and Sylvia and says, "So, in any case, I can commune with my deity, ask a couple of questions. It will take me a couple of minutes to cast, and I need to be prepared. So, what kind of questions? I would like you guys to start helping me think about questions to ask." Meanwhile, the scarecrow is sort of like,
Right.
pretty much, and that's going on in the corner.
All right. Now, he did 16 damage on this one, so I can finally get it where it needs to be. All right. Now we are set. Let me put you back on your room. All right. Everybody can see the room again, right?
Yep.
Maybe. Yeah, I can see it.
All right.
I can see it.
So
What?
it is now
I can smell you.
Vlad's turn, right? Yep, it is Vlad's turn.
Vlad, as he finishes this half conversation with Apodus and Sylvie, he's going to stick his hand back outside of the dome and cast. Where is it? Spiritual weapon.
Does either Dawn or Spiritual Weapon have concentration?
Dawn does, spiritual weapon does not.
All right. All righty. What kind of weapon in general are you casting?
I think I'm going to make, let's do a torch. Scarecrows and fire usually don't mix very well. It's going to deal, bludgeoning damage, probably. Actually, no, it just deals force damage. But it'll look like a torch. It's just flinging around and hitting
might
these
scare
things.
them or something if they
Yeah.
if they're sane enough to realize what's happening there.
And then with my hand still outside the dome, I'll turn and point at one of them and cast, what's it called? Sacred Flame. Not a great damage roll. That's about average. DC 17 Dexterity saving throw. Let's do this one.
And watch, they have all the dexterity.
All right.
Probably.
The torch is now under your control. Put it where you want. 8
And
radiant damage. Which one did you cast that on?
I'll have both the attack and the cantrip on this one that the torch is over. Here, I'll move the torch so you can actually access it.
All right.
But it's the one nearest to the torch.
But dex save on it, so it will do a dex save. 20. So that
beats my DC.
Okay, so it doesn't take any radiant damage. Have you rolled for your? Yes, you have 16.
Yes, it was a 16.
We'll hit it for 6 damage.
6 force damage.
Yeah. Makes me. Oh, actually, it doesn't do as much damage as it looked like it would.
I wonder if it's the force or if it's the magic.
All right, but it did do some damage to it. You can see some of the straw kind of get knocked off of it as it did it, so it obviously did some damage to it. Epotus?
Do you want me to do dawn at the end of my turn or at the end of their turns?
Their turn. I'm going to do it on their turn.
Okay.
So does dawn, if I enter the area,
You'll get fucked up.
I'll get fucked up. Okay.
It does it with every creature inside of it. That's why I made sure we were all in the tent.
Which, I mean, realistically, the only one that could go out there would be me because of half damage.
I'm quite limited,
but
so
I'm not going out there quite yet.
I'm arranging, and then I'm going to send 2 swings at this guy.
Okay. Both hit. And that is non-magical slashing, I take it?
Yes.
What? You're not using the sun sword?
Oh, wait, yeah, no, shit. I had not added that. Yeah, so that would be +2 to the damage on each, and then it would be radiant, yeah.
Okay. So 16, that is 18 damage, right?
Yes.
Alrighty, where are we here? We are on Sylvia. Wait a minute. They were 13. Why did they get skipped? Excuse me? They seem to be missing again. They were 13. Why are they now not 13? It keeps putting me on. I know why it's doing it. Let me go over to this other sheet and fix this.
No worries.
I know why it's doing it. It's insisting on them being on this page.
Damn you, paging. I'm taking the time right now to sit back and currently add some of the spells from Zamphire's Guide to Everything, because I didn't do that the last time I had it. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm still missing those spells.
I'm not showing it as. Let me do an add turn again here and see if I can get it to take. It was on the GM layer on another page, and it's fighting me.
I facepalmed thee. Damn you, technology.
Yeah. There we go. Now it's taking. Only now it has 2 openings. Okay. There. All right. Somewhere in there before, it should be just after Apotus. So it would be right now that they would be having their turn.
I'm going to turn the camera off because I'm about to get dinner.
Alright. I'm just doing this for my test. Yay.
So, Let's see who. Mike, I hope you're on mic because you are going to suddenly notice, and this is not a magic effect as in something that passes through. Now let's see, can they see within the dome?
No, nobody outside can look in.
No, they just know that there's something there that they're bumping against.
If the target can see the scarecrow, the target must succeed on a DC 11 wisdom save. It does not say, no, yes it does. Target's a creature it can see. Okay, I take that back, so it can't do this. So they are basically impotent in this particular situation. All right. So they cannot see through. All right, so we go directly then to Sylvia.
I can't do anything. Like,
Well,
literally
you are
can't do
doing
anything.
something. You're keeping them from dying.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm just gonna take out a pair of crochet needles and some yarn and start working.
Victor.
I'm going to get that scarf done.
You can heal us if we need it, but it looks like none of us.
I don't think you're gonna get hit.
I'm back.
Yeah. Welcome back.
And even if you did get hit, I can't stick my hand out of the dome. The second I try to leave it, it will end the spell. And everyone went quiet.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out something here related to other actions that will be happening. So I'm trying to figure out when things are going to occur.
It's okay. I was like, I can't leave her to end the spell. But like, everyone went quiet. I'm like, did my headset break again? What happened? Like, not even like crunch munch of someone eating something. So I was like,
What level spell is your hut?
It is. Oh God, no. It is a 3rd level spell.
I'm gonna guess that going for the goats is probably just effed up every plan.
Probably.
Every plan.
I was completely against it.
Well, it doesn't help us now.
Mike, you made some, as I recall, you decided to knock on a door that nearly fried everybody. So, yeah, everybody has their moments.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The wizard tower.
Alrighty, so that means I'm going to have to pull this down and put it.
So, note to self, guys: always cast this spell at a higher level. Because I have a funny feeling I know what's about to happen.
When you're casting Lima Standing Hut, always cast it at maximum level possible.
Yeah, because long rest will get rid of it. We'll put it back to full.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, at least I have some more spell slots to recast it.
Did it just disappear or something?
No, not yet. But I have a funny feeling it might happen.
It's okay. Once it goes away, I'm able to do all of my stuff.
We might accidentally kill Victor, though.
Once it goes away, we'll be
Victor's fried.
Hold on. Concentration does not require an action to drop. You can just do it the moment that it drops. It's an instantaneous thing. It requires no reaction, no action or bonus action to drop concentration.
Alright.
You're gonna drop concentration.
Now, Victor,
presumably you don't want to kill Victor.
Yeah, please don't.
He's got art.
It could ruin his day.
Quick, Victor, go back to being a goat.
Right.
Okay, Victor, if you've got anything you can do to him, it's your turn now. I finally got everything prepared here.
Alright, so in order to protect myself against possible light breach here, I'm going to go ahead and wild shape into a dire wolf and just ready an attack.
And Dirok, it is your turn. We are back to the turn
swinging
order.
again.
That is 2.
I'm on the wrong page again. Why am I still on the wrong page?
Tires, fuck.
Ah, big dire.
Alright, so attack once is the scarecrow in front of me still alive?
Just a moment, I'll find out. Let me shrink him just a bit. I know he's big, but he's not that big. There you go.
Oh yeah, did you do the thing with Dawn?
Oh, no, I
Oh, no,
didn't.
at the end of their turns? No.
Right, so it is, they take, you have to roll again?
Yeah, at the end of each of their turns, if they remain inside Dawn, they have to make another saving throw.
All right, but do you roll again?
Yeah, I have to roll the damage.
Okay. Ouch!
Ooh.
Okay, 1, 2,
Good thing I reminded.
start at the 12 and I go around the clock. 3, 4.
DC 16 or 17. Yay.
Come on, you can do it. Oh, 1 of them saved, 2 of them saved, 3 of them saved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, starting at the 12 o'clock here, the one at the 12 o'clock saved. The next one failed and took the 20 damage. Now is it half damage?
Yes.
Okay, so the 12 o'clock took 10. The 1 o'clock failed and took 20. The next one saved and took 10. The next one failed and took 20. The next one saved, did a crit save as a matter of fact, but didn't have any extra effect. So minus 10. And the last 3 all fail. What's your DC again?
17.
Yeah, the last 3 all failed, so all of them took 20.
2 saved?
3, I believe. I can't look right now.
That's fine.
So with that knowledge, then the one that I'm attacking, that 12 o'clock position, is still alive.
It is still alive, and they're all starting to look pretty beat up for the most part, but they are still going.
Still alive from my first attack, though.
Yes. Oh.
Okay.
They are
yeah,
they are
that's what I was
alive
asking.
after his last attack. They are still all alive. Just much worse for wear.
So the one at 12 o'clock though is still alive after my first attack.
I don't see any attack after Vlad's.
Right above Yank is my roll.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Okay, I didn't realize that one was there. So 12, and that is a standard slashing attack. It is still alive.
Okay, then I'm gonna attack it again. Ew.
That's a hit.
Oh, yes.
I think. Yeah, that's a hit. And so that is another 8. It is alive, but it's swaying on its feet.
Okay. And that ends my turn.
All right, Vlad.
Vlad is going to swing again with his spiritual weapon.
Nice.
And Vlad is going to once again stick his hand outside of the bubble and cast Sacred Flame on the same one.
Wouldn't your hand take damage if you stuck it out?
Yes, but it's only if you remain there at the end of your turn. I double and triple checked. It's not if you enter it in the first time on your turn. So really, that's DM ruling.
would have to roll something to figure out how much of your body got injured on a small portion of your body sticking out. So I will relent and say that you managed to do it fast enough that you don't.
Okay, so
you're
are we
sticking your hand out
for future
and doing
reference?
what?
Are we sticking? For future reference, are we sticking with at the end of your turn or at the first time you enter the area on your turn?
How I thought you said that it is worded that if you were still there at the end of your turn, but didn't they take it at the beginning and then at the end? They took it initially.
They took it initially because when I cast it, each creature in the area has to make a saving throw, and then they have to make a saving throw again every time they end their turn inside the area.
But that's what I say. Technically, when you stick your hand out, I would consider it an initial contact. But I'm not going to do that because then I would have to try and figure out what portion of you got hurt and how, so forth. So I'm just going to say, no, just sticking your hand out isn't doing any damage.
Okay. In that case, I will stick with my sacred, sacred flame. I'll let this one.
Okay, so another dex save, and it's on the same one that you're attacking with the torch?
Yeah. Focus fire.
13 is not enough.
No.
So it takes the full 8 damage, and that one is the first one to drop.
Yay. I will also, wait. No, it takes a bonus action to do that. Never mind. My turn's over.
Okay, we are up to a poultice. As you guys get higher in level, your turns take longer because you have so many bonuses and extras.
Yeah, except for, the paladin, because we're gonna take a slash here and a slash here.
That's kind of why I'm playing a fighter in the new game, is I just want it to be simple. All right, both of those
I want to try something complicated.
So, and that does have your extra damage added in this time?
Yeah.
All right,
So the plus
so
2, the plus 2 damage.
on the top one, I assume?
Yes.
I don't like that you have plus 10 and I'm only plus 7.
I don't like that you functionally have 3 times my HP, so...
And you now have quite a number of these guys that are really swaying on their feet. They're just barely up. But it's their turn, which they cannot do a thing about. And so we are up to Sylvia, who is knitting away furiously. Victor, are you doing anything?
Nope, just growling.
This part I have made a gift for Irina.
As we move back to Dirok's turn, you hear that humming sound coming from outside the building that you heard once before, related somehow to the goats. That kind of sound.
Don't worry, guys, it's fine. I got this.
Here come the men in black.
We need to do another dawn roll on the Scarecrow's turn.
Sure do.
All right.
Quick question, Madam DM. Would I be familiar with what that noise is, given what had happened to me earlier in the swamp?
Yes. Yes, as a matter of fact.
That's almost maximum damage.
Why are you rolling this, since it's...
Because they have to make the same saving throw at the end of their turn.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Yeah, all right.
That's a nasty spell.
Yeah, you just wiped, let's see, I've got it, let me look at the 15 and see if, I've got to do something with just a moment.
Hey, Apple, how do you put, numbers next to your character again?
You hold...
How do I put, what you do is you tap on when you hover over the number and then put, and just, instead of clicking it, just click the number.
So that is 3 turns out of 10 for Dawn.
Let me see if anybody... Yeah, I've got some Let me see. Let me get rid of the ones that are under 15 real fast. There is no fast in auto racing, Marigold. All right, so we have only 4 of them remaining that have to make a con save. So we'll start at the 4 o'clock position and go around 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, the 4 o'clock failed. It took all 30. It's gone. The 6 o'clock succeeded. It took 15. The 8 o'clock succeeded. It took 15. And another crit save for the last one, so it took 15. All right. You've pretty well wiped them out. Dirok, it is actually your turn now.
Yep. I move over to this one, and we're going to bash them.
Bash the dragon.
It's only just the first 17 if that hit. I'm assuming it hits.
That's
a
the
13
crit
did
on
hit.
the second one. And 17, and that is non-magical, but I think even so, yes, that is still enough to take it out. Vlad.
I still have a second attack.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to move over to this one, and I'm going to do the same thing. That one obviously does not hit. I'm too excited of that last kill.
Yeah, you were moving around a little too much, and you kind of stumbled over your own feet and the people in the circle as you did this and managed to miss on that one. So, Vlad, what are you going to do?
Vlad is going to do the same thing where he flicks his hand out, cast Sacred Flame on this one. DC 17 dex save for 9 damage. And as a bonus action, I'm going to move Dawn. Because as long as I'm within 60 feet of it, I can move it up to 60 feet. I'm going to move Dawn just so. So anything that's trying to come down the stairs is going to take the damage.
Alright. And that one took the full 9 damage, which I think will be enough to guess.
So much for Lysaga's army of scarecrows.
Oh yeah, as usual, you guys managed to stumble into the way to reduce the odds.
Oops.
Please don't taunt the GM.
Yeah,
Oh no, I'm not trying to.
No death flags.
What the?
I'm not trying to taunt the DM.
You were doing it though.
You guys started taunting the DM back at Bone Grinder.
That's true. I was trying to figure out if you were doing us a favor or not.
Why? No, just stop questioning it. Don't question it.
Only push buttons when it's not in the battle situation.
Not even then. Just accept it and go and say, "Hey, great session."
Good game. All the butt pats.
This is how you. This is how you go from, like, I don't know, 6 scarecrows to 20. Like.
This is when you
I will tell you guys later just exactly what you did to me. But anyway, we'll do that
This is
later.
how you get one shot as a wizard by a chimera.
For all you new DMs out there, this is part of the game. They will always ruin your plans, no matter what you have set up for them.
That's why I don't plan.
Don't have plans, yeah.
Don't
anymore.
How long does Dawn last?
A minute. That is round 3 out of 5. Once it gets back to my turn, it'll be 4.
Okie dokie. POTUS, it is your turn.
He's got probably wife aggro right now.
Yep.
Queen aggro is the proper term.
Yes. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm very thankful I don't have to do much right now. I mean, I'm not wasting any spells, I'm not doing anything that's not requiring any great
So
thought.
often healers and protective characters feel like they are not doing something because they're not actively hitting. But trust me,
Oh, no.
as the DM, I'm telling you, you are the one winning this battle.
Oh yeah, you are.
Oh, I mean,
All
don't get me-
props to Sylvia.
Hey, here's the thing though, right? I'm happy because now this is giving me the opportunity to fill in that spell list that I didn't quite complete yet.
There's also this that by now you probably would have been knocked out 3 times.
There's that too. There's that too. Well, no, actually, all of you would have been deaf because I would have shattered and thunderwaved the whole group back.
And at what level did you throw your Dawn?
It is a 5th level spell.
Your turn, Oppo.
Okay. Can I easily get over to him?
Yes. I mean,
Cool.
as long as it's within your movement.
Excuse
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Coming, coming through, coming through.
Pardon me.
Just walking there.
I just need to kill
I'm
this guy
just
over
walking
here.
there.
Step over the wolf.
Okay, that's a 17. Probably indeed does it.
Can he like stab into it and then it like overloads and explodes?
It was pretty iffy. It was right on what was needed to kill it. So I'm not going to say it explodes, but I'll say you slice it down the middle and the straw falls everywhere.
I'll dig it.
All right, as the last scarecrow ends, you now hear all kinds of noises. You begin to hear sounds of buzzing. You begin to hear sounds of scraping and scratching. You are just hearing all kinds of noises that are starting to gather near the entrance to the basement area of the whole thing. And you can tell there are a lot of things coming.
Oh, great.
Should
Appearing,
have just taken
The
long
numbers
rest.
will matter at the hot gates.
Should have just taken the long rest. We're all gonna die to rats.
appearing in, and I've got to now go back and do some changes here with stuff because again of it not being on the page that was expected. So let me get some things going here.
Ow, ow, ow. Ow.
I don't want to put it there, actually. Let's wait a moment. Put it this.
Just to let you know, I'm freaking terrified.
Appearing at the top of the stairs and roll for initial damage, Vlad.
Already done. 13. Con save. 17. Only vampires get in this box.
You just noticed that.
I just noticed that.
Appearing at the top of the stairs is the woman from the hut.
Well, at least we don't have to fight her hut, too.
Ipodis would clearly recognize her. Vlad would clearly recognize her. Sylvia would clearly recognize her. Victor and Dirok, how much did you see her?
Well, we saw a young woman. We didn't. Well, we saw both an old woman and a young woman, but I don't think I necessarily
This is the
realize
young
that it was the
woman.
same person.
This is the young woman
Yeah.
that has appeared at the top of the stairs, and I need to.
Lysaga.
Is it just her? Is she
At this moment,
in her skull?
she is not
I don't
in the
think the
skull. The
skull's
skull wouldn't even fit inside the stairs. Stairs are only 5 feet wide, and the skull is wider than that.
The skull's like
She-
Bowser's little happy clown car thing.
Yeah, it's probably floating
she
above
done
the house.
goofed. Just letting you guys know she done goofed.
I don't think she did. I think we done goofed.
Nope.
I'm
think you
I'm
have
making it. I'm making an assumption that she has little things called AOE's.
I'm making the assumption she has a little thing called Dispel Magic.
Yeah.
I have a thing called Suplex City.
I'm buying you that costume at Party City I sent you, I swear to God.
He's just gonna start clotheslining an old lady.
Give her the chair!
Come here, Blair Witch.
You guys forgot, I know how to cast spells as well. They're just not traditional spells.
God.
You
Like
cast
that
this?
punch. Yeah.
I cast Suplex City.
Okay.
He casts the people's elbow.
That's it.
If you smell what the rock is cooking.
Yeah. Alright, let
She
me.
is
I
not
like that Oppo.
She is not amused.
Okay,
Alright, again.
we're just having one last laugh before we die horribly.
Pretty much.
There we go.
I-
That time. Alright, put it up where it belongs. I had all these things all set up with the rolls, so I wouldn't have to do this in the middle of the game. But of course, my team, as usual, has decided to completely change what I had planned, which isn't par for the course. So
It was primary. Let's be honest. It was primarily one of us.
That's how we roll.
yeah, oh yeah, it's
Hey,
expected.
You're not my work game
Durak, you're a blessing.
where one person took it from being a fun little village campaign and now they're in hell.
Well, what was that now?
You're a blessing and a curse.
I am. You see, you guys thought it was Lynn that made the bad decisions here, because that's specifically what her character does.
Oh no, that's the
You
entire
guys,
group.
but you guys didn't. What you guys forgot to realize, I don't need to be cursed to make bad decisions. I just do them.
Yeah, but see, almost all of my bad decisions have ended up in a positive.
We can't TPK. D-Rock and I haven't killed each other yet.
Right?
We have the
And that's
power
all
of
the-
plot armor.
Think of it
I
this
don't
way,
think
this is
we
a
do.
So let me first see.
Oh, death flag.
Let me that, and then I have to do. Can I spell something? It's 5, it's 15. All right, your Dawn has a spell level for DC purposes on this
DC
of 15.
Yep.
And
Dawn's gone.
it is
Wait,
gone.
no, I thought.
Dawn evaporates. As you see her friend in the entrance door of the thing, she raises her hand across the doorway and Dawn evaporates.
We surrender.
Nope. Nope.
Lifeline.
Do not give in. Do not give in. I have a plan.
Do you have a... I mean, she's... We have to wait at least one more round before she can knock the, the tiny head away.
At least one more.
Which I'm not going to give her the chance to. Let me know when it's my turn.
And for
God.
the purposes of the video, I clicked Detect Magic instead of Dispel Magic.
Does she have an
so
icon on the screen or no?
She actually does, but I haven't. There we go.
We just see her at like the top of the stairs, right?
Yeah, that right now I'm just describing her at the top of the stairs, and I need to now put her into play so that she is actually visible to you.
We are so dead.
Don't worry, guys. I got this.
I can make it to her. She is within 40 feet.
I feel like we're gonna see this,
This is
thing
a
where
terrible
it's like,
plan.
D-Rock charges in and she just grabs him by the head, throws him by.
Oh, absolutely. This is a terrible plan. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm all for making bad choices.
There's one thing in my favor that I will tell you later when all this is over, that because of where you chose to do this, there is one thing in my favor. But
Yeah, we can't run away.
yeah, but there was something.
Essentially.
I will basically say that there were things that were prepared to come to your rescue out there on the wing.
Oh, and they don't know where we are if they are.
I mean, there's a shining beacon of, well, there was a shining beacon of light above this place.
No, it was in the room, dude.
It has a large height, though, I thought.
Yeah, but does it pass through solid
I
rock?
mean, it's a 40-foot cylinder.
Does it say it passes through things? Anyway.
It doesn't say it doesn't.
I'm
looking through
what
it right now.
spell is
On
this? Because
location,
things
you
like
specify within it.
lightning
Either
and
way.
things are, they are limited by solid stuff. So, what spell are we talking about?
Dawn. It's in Zapdos guide.
We're having
Oh.
a semantic battle. Let's move on.
All right. So, Apotus, it is. No, you killed the last one, so it is Sylvia's.
I just killed the thing, so it's still.
Yes, Sylvia, are you going to do anything, or are you going to continue to knit more furiously? I guess she's going to knit.
Turns out Sylvia saves us by providing socks to Lysolda.
Oh, my feet have been cold for so long.
Okay, with that, it is her first actual turn.
And she is the turn order before us.
Oh boy!
No,
Well, It's been
she's
fun.
been added to the turn order.
It's been fun, gentlemen.
All right, so let's see. Yeah, she will rinse and repeat. Wave her hand again, and that's 2 of her spells. So I gotta. There's the clicker thing. They're taking the clicker thing off.
Welcome back, Lynn. We're fucked.
Oh no, I have been here. I have been here, and I have been listening, and I have been plotting.
And with that, Lynn's level 3 hut vanishes.
Whose turn is next, by the way?
Victor.
I said several times, are you doing anything but knitting? And I didn't get a response, so I thought you were.
Oh no, I had actually missed you saying that. No, I was waiting.
You are at 10, so you are welcome to go. She has just wiped out your hut. All right, it is your turn.
Okay, cool. This is what's about to happen because. Oh yeah, this will definitely work. I'm going to look up as soon as the dome is destroyed. Can I, from where I am, technically from within that thing, can I see up the stairs? Can I see her at all?
Yes, you can see her like silhouetted at the top of the stairs.
Cool. Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna hold out my hand and just grin and cast synaptic static on her.
Oh, mistake. She's a wizard.
What is your DC?
17.
This might be if this works.
Oh. There. She rolls a 20.
Alright, so it's a fail, but she still takes half that damage, so it would be 46 then?
Just roll the 8d6 and then take half of it.
I just,
Yeah, just roll your 8d6 because you're cutting down the possibility of rolling 6s or something if you do it.
That's true. Okay.
So 11
So
damage.
11 points of damage on her. I regret nothing on that.
Oh, it was an excellent plan.
Actually, hold on a second. It says after a failed save, target has muddled thought for 1 minute.
But she did save.
You
Yeah.
saved.
Oh, she did save. Never mind.
Yep.
Sorry. I misread that myself. I was like, wait a second.
All right, now I have to also do something in preparation for next round, so give me a second. Once again, because we are not out in the other, I've got to get these things up. So... Like I said, Roll20 does not like me at the moment. I have way too many things open and it is screaming bloody murder. Alright, finally. This would go ever so much faster if I could get it to respond quicker, but it is like 20 seconds of delay before it actually responds.
You know what would have been a better plan? When I destroyed the guy, the fence, that we convinced the goats to help us.
I'm having flashbacks to the most deadly enemy they faced in my first campaign: goats in a canyon.
Oh, God.
That's true, those goats were, yeah.
Kept knocking the tank over. Just.
Alright, and I need... Alright, we'll just go with this for right now. See, in the interest of time. Alright. Yeah, that's about right. Alright. It is now Victor's turn.
Hey, so is Dawn still active or any
No.
light?
No,
Nope.
did not. She's used to dispel magics to destroy both the bubble and Dawn.
Alright. Let's see. Victor attempts to give Vlad a very, like, suspicious look.
I swear I'm not trying to kill you. I know it seems like that.
He moves away a little bit, and then will return to his normal form. And he says, no more light for a while, it's enough of that. And, let's see. So from there, he is, let's see. So we are going for the attack then, not trying to run away or anything?
We
have
can't
no way
run.
to
We can't run away.
She's blocking the only exit.
Alright. Let's see. So, let's go ahead and go with good old Moonbeam. Let's see let's see if that has any kind of special effect on it.
That does disadvantage on shape changes, right?
Yeah, and it returns them to their true form.
Ooh.
I'll post the full description because I have a feeling it might be
she's
relevant.
not a shape changer per se. She actually becomes young. It's not like a magical effect where she is temporarily in this form. She actually, for the duration of the ritual, actually regains her youth. So in this particular case, until death, it doesn't affect her for that. Alright, but she has to make a con save. Let's see about her resistances here so that I know what she's got on that. Oh, okay. Constitution save. 11. Oh, she failed. Okay. So she takes 11 radiant damage.
That's not. It's whatever his spell thing is. It keeps putting it to 11.
Oh, what is your DC? It doesn't make any difference she failed, but what is your DC?
Oh yeah, let me fix that. I think it's supposed to be 15. On every single spell, since they changed how the DCs work, I have to set like what stat it's based off of.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
And I have like a huge spell list.
So do I. Divine casters.
Okay, so she takes the 11 damage.
Yeah, it's 11.
She just kind of jerks like she got mildly burnt for a moment and proceeds to continue her attack. So Dirok, it is your turn.
Alright. Let me do my measurement quick. So, she is within 40 feet. I can get to her in one turn. I drop my great axe. I run up to her. I'm yelling at Victor, keep it on her no matter what. And I am going to grapple her. I am going to do Suplex City.
Okie doke. So give me your strength roll.
Strength or athletics?
I do strength or athletics. You do strength.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh,
I would
damn it.
say that it's usually grappling is usually athletics or acrobatics for the defender and athletics for the attacker. Is that a custom roll we're doing?
No, it's normally the attacking grappler does a strength roll. That's what we've done always in the past. And then the defender has a choice of which defense they will use against it.
I thought I did use athletics before.
It's based
Well,
on.
that's what it is in the real book.
It's the PHP for special attack options is athletics for the attacker versus athletics or acrobatics for the defender regarding a knockdown, grapple, shove, or push.
Yeah, she's rolled hers. If you want to roll athletics, go ahead.
Yes, please, because that 6 is atrocious.
Are you raging?
Yes, I am raging, so I do have advantage.
That one succeeds, so you at the moment have her grappled.
And do I have a choice in what happens with my grapple?
As related to what? You have her pinned at the moment. What do you want to do with it?
I want, like I said, I wanted to suplex her. I want her to go behind me.
Well, doing a grapple is usually a single attack of your 2 attacks.
Yeah, that's essentially what I'm doing.
You can replace your other attack with technical shove action to push her prone.
So, but what I can't do is, like I said, suplex. I can't.
That's a
flip
DM
her
question.
over.
That's a DM decision, yeah.
No, that you have grappled her. If you wish to
Okay,
try
then-
and throw her to the ground, that is a separate action.
Then I'm just, I'm grappling her to pin her.
All right, she is pinned. You doing any other action?
Nope, I don't have any weapons. Well, I mean, I have weapons. I'm not pulling them out though.
Right. Okay. So, Vlad, you are up.
Okay. So,
Grappled her by the throat, but
seeing as how that this dawn spell, my most powerful thing, is now gone, I'll turn to the rest of you and say, do we want her gone, or do we want to kill her?
Destroyed.
she tried to kill me. Kill her.
And she did. Well, I can't say it, but she did kill Alex.
Shadows start creeping up Epotus' sash.
Alright. Damn. I already used my 5th level. I will cast, well... Would she have any sort of cover from Dirok if I tried to use a ranged spell attack?
Yeah, I would say that she would have about half cover. Because there would be the danger of hitting him if you shot at her or did any kind of magic missile or any of that type of thing. Anything would tend to.
I think that's why Duroc wanted to put her behind him. So
Yeah,
that way
he was
she's
trying to
Well,
keep her from attacking you.
Not really. I wanted her behind me so that she couldn't escape.
In that case, I'm going to start moving
That's
my spiritual weapon towards her. I'll just cast.
So you have placed. So has Duroc placed her lower on the stairs?
I figured that I'm like pretty much on top of her.
Yeah, but where is she? Towards the exit or towards the basement?
Towards the basement.
You know what I'm gonna do? I am going to. Well, I don't have any concentration right now, but I am going to, instead of casting Sacred Flame, I'm going to use my last second level spell to cast Silence.
Oh. Do it on me. I'm willing.
I have to choose an area.
Oh.
But, like, the sphere is going to be 20 foot. Have it from the beginning of the stairs to the end of the stairs.
Okay, let me look back at what you did here. Silence. No sound.
And it is up to 10 minutes.
Okay, so
There's no sound, and it can't be affected by thunder damage.
Let her read and catch up to what needs to be done, and then we can fine tune it.
You have to realize that I'm also doing other things on other pages, and I have to come back and read it. So it's not that I don't understand it; it's that I'm a little bit behind the curve in reading what you put up. So draw your 20-foot radius. It doesn't help; it just puts another voice into my mind. Put your radius up of your silence so that I know where it is, and I've also got to look to see what that.
Will someone draw me a 20-foot line?
Yeah, someone else put up a measurement for 20 feet so he can do it, and I've got to look at this to see what we've got. Oh, come on. Oh, it's listed right there. Wait a minute. I don't have to.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Close enough.
Close enough.
yeah, I'm not happy. That was stupid of them. Anyway. Are you kidding me? Yep. It is then, where are we? It is Apotus's turn.
He uses disguise self, turns himself into Strahd, and starts walking towards Lysaga.
Christ.
Oh man.
I don't
He
think
said what
this
he was
will
gonna
be
do.
quite
He's
as effective.
he's doing it for himself at this point.
Okay.
He just wants to make sure the last thing she sees before she dies is his face staring disappointedly at her.
Sylvia.
Alright,
And you
Been
said
thinking about what
she is below you on the stairs, so let me swap where he managed to put her.
yeah. Now, casting into silence still, it'll affect
You can
people
cast
if you
spells
hear.
into silence,
Okay.
but you can't. If you're in silence, you can't.
Silence you
cast
can't
spells
cast out.
Or if
bonus.
the spell requires the target to hear you.
If the spell requires the target to hear you, or if you're trying to do something with thunder damage.
And
Other than that, if it's something like
if-
Moonbeam, you're fine.
if the spell has a verbal component, you can't cast it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I got that part. I just want to make sure I can cast into it, that's all.
Yeah. What's that slide for me? I'm sorry.
I'll tell you when the battle is over.
So, okay, so thunder damage wouldn't work in that.
No.
You do realize like 90% of my spells are thunder damage, right?
But I'm also stopping her from casting spells.
You could toss me a bardic inspiration.
I have a
You know,
question.
that thing I have that I don't like using.
I also have a question, Appo. I still have that protection up, do I? No. No. Okay.
No.
Just wanted to make sure.
Alright. Okay. So. Alright. I am going to use an action to reach into the bag, mutter something under my breath, and while casting Tiny Servant, toss out the puppeteered version of Strahd.
So
On
many
the
face
floor.
bombs.
I have my reasons for doing this. Did I cast right thing? Yes, I did. On top of that, as my bonus action, I will give the POTUS the Bardic Inspiration.
Okay. So we are up to her turn.
You're in here with me.
She takes her staff and attempts to strike you with it 3 times. But because she is wrapped up and her arms are partially pinned, she will have disadvantage.
Oh, I didn't realize you were casting Tiny Servant. I thought you were casting Unseen Servant.
Ew, Tiny Servant.
She actually, with disadvantage, she actually managed to hit Girok twice for a total of 10 plus 8 is 18 damage.
That's the full, not half?
That's the full.
Alright, so minus 9.
9, right. And let's see where we are on this as well. I've got to put these in their proper places. Right chain places. Okay, everything's in the right order. Alright. As she does this, Girok is able to, let's see, it's behind you, so give me a perception roll, Girok.
Perception. 15.
You realize that the scratching, crawling sound is getting very much louder, and you spare a glance over
I
your
wouldn't hear it
shoulder.
actually. I'm inside the silence.
That's true. You wouldn't hear it coming. That's true. You
But
would
anything
not.
coming down the hallway would have to pass through the moonbeam, so...
Yep.
Alright.
Hey, we created a death trap!
We are so much back and forth.
What is crawling in behind you? A POTUS can see. Since Derek didn't hear it, he didn't look to see. But what is crawling in on you is the answer to the age-old question, why did the swollen corpses at the monument not have hands?
Oh, lovely. Oh, no.
I'm down for this. I am so down.
You need a hand, brother?
You
Don't
see
get ahead of yourself.
absolute mobs of crawling hands coming in the doorway and down the stairs. All right, so they do enter the moonbeam as they first do it, I'm going to put Moonbeam on a back layer so that I don't get it accidentally. And I can now move them over here where they'd actually be.
I mean, is it possible for Moonbeam to deal... What's the minimum damage from Moonbeam?
Like 2.
Okay.
Alright, so roll your damage for Moonbeam. These are groups of hands, so it goes into the group formula where we do, as you damage, they go down in numbers. But give me the damage on your Moonbeam. You see 15 when I find that sheet out of all these sheets. Let's get rid of that one. I don't need it at the moment. Where did that sheet go? There it is. All right, so that was con save. Only one of these pods of crawling hands managed to save. So the top 3 all take full damage. Is it half on? Yes, it's half on save. So the top one the top 3 all take maximum 10. All right, minus 10. Minus 10. Minus 10, and this one only takes 5. All right, they have taken their damage and they proceed to then move. Movement level is 20 feet, I think it says. I like this new thing of being able to make a thumbnail, but they're rather
I
small
don't like
to
that there's a
read.
vampire-only box.
I think that was meant for Victor's icon.
Yeah, that was when I was wild shaped.
Yeah.
Oh.
A little slow on the uptake tonight.
Well, I'm zoomed in pretty far. It's just like, oh, hey, there's a box over.
Alright, so the hands crawl over, under, around, and through Dirok and attack him as they go, which get it up to size here and see what it is immune to. It's immune to something that this will open up. Nothing that is applied here, and all of them will, see, so you will have 4 attacks on you of the groups. 2, 3, 4. Alright, your armor is
16.
16. Oh goody, I finally got something working. One group missed you.
Okay.
The other 3 groups all hit, including 2 crits.
Ooh.
Let's see. On this group, I'm going to do it one group at a time because there's multiples here. 2 of them
Alright.
hit out of the first group for a total of 10 damage, so you took 5.
Alright.
Second group critted you. Only one of them, however, hit for a total of 4, so you took another 2.
Okay.
Third group crit for another 2 of them striking at 7. That's 14, so you took 7 damage on the last one.
Okay.
All right, and finally we are up to Victor.
Alright, So Moonbeam still goes. I'll go ahead and roll the damage for this turn. Oh. Let's see, and I'll keep my concentration on that, but it seems like I don't have to move it this turn. Can I see that kind of horde back there?
Yes. Anybody that is in line, just take your arrow, and if you are in line and not blocked off, whoops, tried to use an arrow, but it's there.
I'm gonna just like detonate the area around them with exploding or with erupting earth.
Wow! Holy crap!
That was a nice roll.
That was an explosive turn.
2,
Uh,
4.
you're terrible people.
I'm a dad. I have to. Sorry.
I know. You're bound to the dad joke rule now.
All right, 2.
Ow, he's been bound to it.
2 of them saved, and 2 of them failed. So
That area is now difficult terrain, but
okay, they're already on top of Duroc, so it didn't matter on movement with that. So they will, the top group, starting from the top again, arrow. Top group failed, so it took the 27. That group disappears. Next group failed, so it took the 27. Bottom group saved, so it took the 13. And the last group saved, so it took 13. There is, however, only one hand remaining in that last group. All right. So we are up to Duroc.
Can I grab one of the hands and just start smacking her with it?
No, I'm going to say you have to release her in order to be able to grab a hand.
It would be a grapple on the hand, and I can smack her.
You
I'm
have
kidding.
to
I'm kidding.
ungrapple her, and it's multiple
No, that's-
hands. But but it's if you want to let go of her,
no,
you can grab and whack her with it.
If I'm grappling her, I can try to something, right?
catch these hands.
Yeah, you come get these hands.
Oh, you pick her up and use her on the hand.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a improvised weapon specialist person, so I really need to do that at one of these times.
Oh, he can't throw any cream pies.
Right. But so yeah, if I'm grappling her, I can't equip something, right?
That's right.
Okay.
It's
Then
grapple
yeah, I'm
or
just
fight.
gonna
It's not both.
I'm just gonna keep grappling her. Then I'm guessing I have to redo athletics.
Yeah. Well, no, you don't have to redo it. She redoes her roll on her turn. So you're okay.
All right, I keep her pinned down. I'm looking up at, or I guess down at Apotus. He's down in the basement, and I'm mouthing to him, "Kill her, kill her."
You look at him when you mouth that, and he's just locked on the witch.
I lost the one that I had. Oops.
I actually want to do something. Seeing as I have been inside of a silence spell before, do I recognize that that's what's happening around me now since I'm not hearing anything whatsoever? I just want to know if I have the ability to realize.
I would say roll an intelligence roll to see, how smart you are, but I wouldn't give it a very high DC, so yeah, you probably would.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hey,
You are absolutely convinced you have gone
Oh
deaf.
my god. And Roll20 just restarted on me. What the heck?
I rolled a 2, so I mean, like, it wasn't a critical failure.
No, that's true. It wasn't. But damn. Damn.
You are absolutely convinced you've gone
I
deaf.
no, you know what I think it
You're
is? I think it's those hands. I think it's both the hands. They're now giving me like wet willies or something. That's what I think is happening right now.
You think the hands are
That's
stuck
probably
in
what
your
actually
ear.
is happening.
Yeah.
All I can picture is those
Thing
hands
on my shoulder. Both two things on my shoulder.
All I can picture right now is Durok having a Bruce Campbell moment from Evil Dead with split hands.
But anyways, that's my turn then.
All right. Next week we have our special episode, so I will tell somebody that I'm pulling DM privileges at this moment. There is a violent move by Baba Lysaga, and you realize she is building up some kind of force that she's preparing to knock you off with. And as she does this, you will see appearing behind the hands, behind her, coming into your view, the people that are looking up the stairs can see, but Durok, of course, cannot hear. He sees all kinds of things coming in. There are stinging insects. There are spiders are crawling across the
Good
floor.
Lord.
Snakes are slithering across the floor. It looks like the entire swamp has mobilized and is starting to pour, like a scene out of The Mummy when all of the beetles came swarming out and swarmed over the edge and down into them. This is what you are seeing, just thousands of creepy crawlies crawling over the edge and down. And
I'm on the edge.
I'm sorry, guys. I thought this was a good plan.
I would have told you probably was a bad plan.
I wanted to get rid of her source of magic that would keep her.
Not gonna
young.
lie, I don't think that has anything to do with anything except vanity at this point.
Yeah.
Yep.
all right, and the first thing to swarm in, let's see, what's our moonbeam roll for this round? 6. All right, they will all have passed through it, so let me just give each of these groups their roll here, so I know, and the hands aren't up to this damage, so will be, she's not in Moonbeam, so it's this one. What is it? Con or Dex? Oh, and they've got to go across the erupting earth too, so they're going to have 2 things. So their con save, I'm just going to do a quickie here because we're running up on some timing problems. Woo! Alright, who was that? Alright, the snakes crit save. They're doing very well. They don't seem to be horribly disturbed by the moonbeam at all, but they do take some damage. And I will catch up with this after the thing. I will make notes to myself about what damage is done. The moonbeam was 6, so they would have taken 3. And make some notes to myself real quick here. The wasps.
The turn order looks a little skewed. We got a 15, a 10, and an 8 when we have people that could go before them, it looks like.
Yeah, okay. I'm just partly we are at the top of the turn order, so let me just quickly do it. Okay, so the wasps are there, so I guess just they, yeah, the wasp would have gone before you, but that we'll just do them afterwards. I had it backwards. But they will proceed to try and sting Durok. As soon as I can get this finished, we'll do our final thing here. missing. And then Dirok, and now Vlad.
Yes, we have turns.
Yeah, I'm going to finish this round so that all of the characters are in play because something is about to happen.
Okay. I will cast. I'll cast cough. I will.
She
I didn't
doubles
realize I was
over
still
in
getting-
a coughing fit.
Okay? So this you said she was gathering some sort of
you
magical energy.
You could see her hands building up, and she's building some kind of effect that's apparently going to try to burst her out of this.
Does it seem magical?
It seems more physical in nature, but yes, there's probably a magical arm to it.
Does it seem like if I cast the spell magic on it, it'll have any effect?
It will have an effect. Who casts silence?
I did.
Isn't that concentration?
Yes. This spell magic is an instantaneous effect.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll try to cast the spell magic. So if it's a magical effect of 3rd level or lower or
Yeah,
equivalent, then it
I'm
is
aware of it.
lead a spell.
And
Okay.
I will remind you guys about the memo that was sent to you on Discord prior to tonight's episode regarding the end of tonight's game.
I'm aware. I just want to hit her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just want to hit her.
And I'm going
Oh
to say,
yeah, I forgot about that. Okay.
and I'm going to say it has no effect. And to the viewers, this is because of what's coming next week. So
Yeah.
there
Forgot
are
about that.
other things going on having to do with Halloween rather than having to do with actual rules of D&D. So this is extra rules, as in outside the rules. So
Note to aspiring DMs: you can just do shit.
yeah, absolutely.
I must.
This is how you get
I-
back when your players ruin everything you have planned.
I don't think I don't think I see this memo.
And it was the thing she said about it earlier.
It's in the regular
it-
OC channel.
Okay.
In memory of that, can I mulligan the dispel magic, or is
Yes.
it spent?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I will cast Healing Word at 3rd level on Dirok.
Okay.
Which, double check, he doesn't have to hear me. It's one quick creature that I can see.
Right. It's visual. Yep. So go ahead and roll your healing. I'm going to have the snakes roll their constitution real quick here.
Gain an additional 5 points in addition to that.
They
So
take
11.
11. No. 7 plus 6 is 13. Right? Plus 5, so 18.
the okay, so it's the last two.
Because I'm out of 2nd level spell slot, so I had to cast it at 3rd level.
6 damage, and if POTUS, it is let's see, the snakes have to bite real fast here, so I need them back up to size from the thumbnails, and oh, that's a lot of dice. 25 hits. It is not, however, a crit. So, Dirok, the full damage is, counting piercing and poison, is 24, so you take 12 damage.
Ooh.
Hey, that 18 helped me. Well, I mean, I'm still pretty high in health, so everything's helping me so far.
I can't do that though because I'm holding concentration on for not letting her cast spells.
What,
And-
the healing?
Just drop the silence. We're good.
I think I'll.
No, don't drop the silence.
Hey, Madam
And
DM.
POTUS, it is your turn. You want to move this along?
Okay, I just have 2 questions. Is Birok still holding her?
Yes.
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 Is she still standing?
Yes.
No. I thought I had her pinned to the ground.
No,
No.
grappled is just you've got her.
You're
Pinning is
hugging
something
her.
different.
Yeah,
Okay,
I asked
then,
you
yep,
if you
never
wanted
mind.
to take a
She's
separate
standing.
action to throw her to the ground. You said no.
Yeah. Would you, if you saw that I was going for her kneecaps, would you let go of her so she might fall?
Sure.
Okay, yeah. Evos is gonna walk up and he's gonna try to just take his boot and just slam it right into her shin to try to knock her prone.
Okay, so you're clubbing her basically. Give me a club attack.
Yeah, with my boot.
Wouldn't it be an attack? You'd have to actually do an attack.
He's
like a
trying
club.
to. No, he's taking his boot and he's trying to do a. He's using one of his
Stomp.
attacks. It's like it's a knockdown instead of a grapple, kind of thing.
All right, so she would roll her strength against that.
She would roll athletics or acrobatics
Yeah,
against that.
she only had strength or dex. She doesn't have the special. Wrong one. This one. She will roll strength against that, but I am going to say because she's grappled and facing away from you, she has to do it at disadvantage. Yeah, she almost beat it in spite of that. I don't think she could have actually beat it, but anyway,
Got close.
Yeah, she got surprisingly close for her. So she drops, but what she does, are you doing any other actions?
Yes, I want to freaking stab her.
Madam DM, because I may not be here next week, can I do one thing before she uses her spell?
You're going right after her, but go ahead.
Well, I wasn't sure.
Okay.
I wasn't sure.
I'll
I
just,
wasn't
you're
sure
10
if her
and
spell was
she's
gonna
10,
go off.
so let's just put your 10 above hers.
Okay.
Freaking hit her. That's all I want to do. One time.
Do you have any other actions that you can hit
Yes, I am attacking her, and if that hits, I am blowing a 3rd level spell slot on Divine Smite.
It hit her. And she takes the full radiant, and then
Just want to hit her one time. That's all I want.
the radiant. Okay, so that's 17 that you're casting on the radiant.
It's 17, so it's 27 radiant damage total.
Right. Okay. Make sure that I had all that. So 27. She screeches as only she can screech. She's still in the silence area, so you're not able to hear it. By the way, that is not a verbal component, right?
What, Divine Smite? No,
Right.
it's just part of the attack.
Very
I
good.
can just spend the spell slot on the hit.
Very good. So you don't hear her screech, but you can see her mouth open, and she is clearly screaming her head off at the insult of these things. Sylvia, make your attack.
She can't even scream in pain.
Okay. I have this feeling that seeing something behind Duroc and things possibly going south, I'm going to look at my tiny servant's trod, tell him, take the bag, give me a second, I'm casting polymorph on myself to become a rat, I'm hopping in my bag, and the unseen servant is going to book it to the corner and then play dead. Because, like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to be here next week, so technically I won't be involved with what happens.
Brilliant.
There you go.
We'll pick you up later if we live.
Well, if I escape, then
New campaign!
I will come get you.
Very good. Sylvia is over in the corner and will probably be the
I'll just
only
move the
one
token
that
there.
escapes what's about to happen.
How much is that bard in the corner?
I hope line of sight works on this time. I am a rat in the bag.
She, almost seems to explode outward with some kind of force that she is using. and she enlarges several times. She's not actually shape-shifting. She's just like a balloon blowing up. She's becoming enormous until Dirok's arms cannot stretch around her anymore. And she forces herself out, and as she falls from a POTUS's strike on the rear, she actually falls with it. She rolls down the steps with her intent. She is intentionally cartwheeling or barreling down the step in this huge form. And
would she have not like knocked me over?
give me a dex save to see if you are able to avoid
I have
the
one
barrel.
job. It's not that.
She knocks you prone as you go, and as she rolls out of the silence spell, she casts sleep.
Oh Lord.
Which is great
Yep.
because the tiny servant cannot be paralyzed, petrified, or anything like that. No exhaustion.
She basically
I'm
casts
back.
it right on the area about where she is, just enough that she is able to get everybody but Sylvia.
She casts it at 9th level.
And as
Basically.
you guys begin to fade to this sleep that is going on, the last thing you hear in your mind is hilarious laughter with Strahd's voice.
I don't hear anything because I'm still in the silence area.
It is in your mind. It is in your mind. It is not an actual sound. You are hearing
I
it.
think I'm deaf. I don't hear anything in my mind.
The last thing you
Oh my
hear
God.
in this is Strahd's voice laughing with an evil laugh. He is delighted. And that is where we will end it as darkness falls over you. We will see where you wake up next week.
With
Join
my
us.
dying breath, I curse Dira!
Hey! I thought we were all gonna die. We're technically not dead.
Well, I am.
No, see what's gonna happen is the rest of the campaign is just gonna be us as toys.
I have a question for the DM. Will this be considered a long rest?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking the same thing.
No, I'm sorry, guys. Technically, you are still in combat. But we will pick up next week, and we will see where you wake up next week. Yep, you have not had a long rest. You didn't get your rest at all.
Well, I guess I'm the only person who's gonna come back with full everything. Well, we'll take that rest.
Yeah, you and Victor are the only two that have. I don't have my 5th level spell slot anymore.
I don't. I use it.
I have like half of my spell slots, so
I have a lot less than half.
I do want to
I
argue.
used the 2nd and 3rd level slot.
I do want to argue. I know we're doing this for time constraints and whatnot, but I do want to argue that I have 86 health. I think I should be able to resist this sleep spell.
Probably,
see,
but the DM is railroading them tonight.
Yep. No, I saw the message now.
No, what happens is the bugs just keep tapping you until you get low enough, and then you fall asleep.
One hit point.
Not the bugs. It's the hands.
It's
And
like,
there's like a bunch of crap behind you.
it's like grasshoppers that sing us a lullaby.
Right.
But I can't hear them.
Well, the second Vlad falls unconscious, the silence goes away because he can't maintain concentration. through sleep.
Damnation.
Yeah.
Right, we'll see you next week for a special Halloween episode. Unfortunately, that's one of Lynn's longest working days of the year, so she will not be able to be here next week, but the rest of us will be here, dressed up as best we can afford to do, and we will see you then. Have a great one, and have a great Halloween. We will see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Are we off?
Thank you.